y'all. Today we're going to make what is called a poke cake, and I bet a lot of y'all know what a poke cake is. This one's going to be with green Jello. What do I do with my box of Jello, guys? Oh, here we go. Already lost it. Green Jello, but you can use any flavors. You'll see what I'm talking about once I get started. And we're getting close to Easter and just springtime, where we like to make little light, colorful desserts. And so, like I say, I'm going to use lime today, but you can use lemon, or this is actually pineapple, be real pretty. Cherry or strawberry or raspberry, be great. This grape Jello, y'all know I love purple, but I don't know how that'd be in a cake, but it might be pretty good. You might could get a little creative with that. Maybe put a little peanut butter in the cake and make it sort of like a peanut butter jelly cake. And then you could do orange Jello or even this blueberry Jello. And so I'm just showing you some other options, but today we're going to use the green lime. And I'm going to share this with my grandkids and my kids. We're going over there later this evening to have a little game night with them and enjoy some supper. But I just want to show y'all some other options. And I'm going to use this in a whole other recipe too. So that's why I have all those colors of Jello. And of course I'm going to do that with y'all. Yes, I am. One thing I want to talk about first before we get started is my top. Because normally y'all say, Amy, where did you get that blouse? And I've gotten it 2 or 3 years ago, or I got it from my best friend Brittany's place, and she's out of them or something, and so it's always a disappointment. But I want you to know that my granddaughter and I went shopping at Old Navy just 3 days ago, just 3. And this is where I found that top. We found her some cute little things for spring, and I saw this little top on a mannequin, and it sold me. So I picked one up. So this is where this came from, was Old Navy. I bet you can go online and find it too. So anyway, I'm excited. I did that lemon icebox pie, and y'all were, where'd you get that top? Where'd you get that blouse? And I thought, hey, they actually can get one this time. So that's where I got it, guys. All right, let's get started on this cake. This one is from scratch. You can actually revise this cake and use a boxed cake mix. Wouldn't be a problem at all. I've made them that way before too. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to start with 2 unsalted sticks of butter, okay? Sometimes y'all say, can I use salted? Salted butter has a lot of salt in it. So this recipe calls for, I think, a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm not sure if 2 sticks or a cup of butter would only have a ½ teaspoon of salt. So I use unsalted butter. But you can go from there. You sure can, and nobody will judge. So we're going to start with 2 sticks of butter or 1 cup of unsalted butter. And then I've got, let me look here, 2 cups, hang on, I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, 2 cups of granulated white sugar. I'm going to pour that in there. And my butter is softened. I got it out earlier this morning. Getting stuff out of our way. And I'm going to use my new thing that one of you sent me. Thank you so much. It scrapes the side here on my glass bowl. I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to mix this and let it get all creamed and fluffy together on about medium-low for about 5 minutes, guys. Just like this. And let it cream. In the meantime, I've got 3 large eggs, and these are my girls' fresh eggs, yes. And I'm going to put this into a measuring bowl. No one's called me all morning until I get on here with y'all. That's how things go, isn't it? I know. Y'all reckon it's John? It is John. He's got that timing, doesn't he? He knows we're cooking for him. Okay, guys, 5 minutes on this butter and sugar. And I've got my 3 eggs ready, and then I'll come back on here and we'll add those. I'll see y'all in just a minute. Okay, guys, while our sugar and butter is creaming, we need to mix up our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients to add to it. So we've got 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. I'm going to set my buttermilk to the side. And into it, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And you do want it to be a good one. If you get one that's an off-brand, sometimes they have a little funny flavor and they'll mess your whole dessert up. So please don't cut corners when it comes to your vanilla, okay? Please do not do that. And so this is just going to be our wet ingredients right here. Get ready to add those. We've got our 3 eggs, and now we'll mix our dry ingredients. So get you a nice sized bowl. We're going to start with, let me make sure it's 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. You don't have to sip this in this recipe, but you measure that flour out like I do, like you pour it into your little measuring cup and kind of fluff it around so you don't have it so packed and get a little too much flour. So 2 1/2 cups all-purpose flour. And I believe it's going to be a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Yes, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. There we go. Put those to the side. And now I just whisk these dry ingredients around so they will be incorporated evenly and won't be a clump of baking soda or a clump of baking powder. That would not be good, would it? Alright, y'all, you get your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. And our butter and sugar has been creaming for 5 minutes. And so we're going to take our 3 large eggs and we're going to add one at a time and let each incorporate in there. 2, 3, there we go. And now we start adding our buttermilk and vanilla mixture, about 1/3 of that, and about 1/3 of our flour mixture. It needs to be on your lowest setting or it tries to give it back to you, and that's my lowest setting on here, and it's still trying to get me dirty. Now we're going to add another 1/3 of our buttermilk mixture. A little bit more of our dry. Just like this. This is where I'm just all in therapy. I'm kind of weird like that. I just love standing here and putting something together in my mixer. And y'all know how I am. I don't want to waste what's in here, so I'm gonna spatula that out into there. Yes, I am. Just like that. Let that mix for a moment, or just a few seconds. Not really a moment, guys. And now I'll put the rest of my dry. Now let's tell us making cakes from scratch. You end with your dry ingredients. So we're going to do what they tell us, right? Yes. Oh, did y'all see that? Gave us a little back. Maybe that was just a little too much, huh? Alright, we're going to scrape the sides down just a little bit. This beater that y'all sent me, one of you sent me, Sweet Things, it has that little side piece on it like a spatula, so you really, I do it out of habit, I guess, but there was really nothing to scrape down on the sides. That's a fabulous little beater. Yes, it is. And it is incorporated. It was just that easy. Of course, I didn't take pictures. I was supposed to take pictures of my dry ingredients, liquid ingredients. I have to make this cake a whole other time. I just can't remember to do all that at one time. Do y'all have those moments? I do quite often. Quite often. It seems real simple and easy till you turn on 2 cameras and everything just kind of goes out the window on you. All your thoughts. All your thoughts. That's okay. I'll just do that another time by myself and take pictures. Do the boring part by myself, huh? Okay, guys. If John was here, he would definitely want to be scraping that. Licking that beer. Yes, he would. Not scraping on it. Alright, let me move this out of the way. Get out the way. Okay, guys. I've got a 9 by 13 pan, and I sprayed it with some of this Baker's Joy, or this is Pam baking with flour, and I sprayed it down. I love it. It smells like a birthday cake right by itself. It smells good. And I did it in a glass one because this is that Coke cake where you can see the green Jello going down in your cake, and it's pretty to be able to see it. But if you've got a disposable pan or a tin, a metal pan, no worries whatsoever. I just did this. Like I say, I'm gonna save John and me one piece to eat when we get home this evening tonight, and the rest is going to my kids and my grandkids, so I won't eat the whole entire cake. I try to let us have a little something on the weekend, because during the week we try to do so much better, and I'm working out all week. And so we got our, even my nutritionalist, she does P90X. She's a nutritionalist, so she says don't just deprive yourself of things. You've got to let yourself have something every once in a while, so you won't just go bonkers one day and eat everything, anything and everything, and that makes good sense. So I definitely don't deprive us. So we're going to eat a little piece of it, and then I'm going to go share it, give the rest of it to my kiddos. But since I'm sharing it with my kiddos, they won't care if I get a little piece out of it. They won't care at all. All right, guys. Into our 350 degree Fahrenheit, 176 degree Celsius oven for 30 minutes, or until this toothpick that I'm going to insert into it comes out clean. Okay, while the cake is baking for 30 minutes, we are going to whip some cream to put on top of the cake. And I've got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and it's good and cold, and I washed my bowl and I dried it out really well, and I put it in the refrigerator and let it get chilled as well, so you want to keep that cream cold. We're going to whip it on medium high, okay guys? And into this whipped cream we're going to add 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Just like that. I kind of do it slowly. And 2 more teaspoons of that good vanilla. Yeah. It's going to be very flavorful. You see, this cream is not going to be real sweet, and so it will cut the sweetness of our cake, and I love that. I love that very much. A little more cream puddled down there in the bottom. We got to get that in there, don't we? Yeah. We sure do. Okay, I'm turning this up. It's going to get loud, and I'm going to let it go till it's nice and fluffy, guys. I'll be back. Just a few minutes, and it was nice and fluffy. So good. So very good. Homemade whipped cream almost has a little bit of a coconutty flavor to me. It is so very good. Y'all do it. Y'all make it from scratch. Do it. And y'all see it's nice and fluffy. Real pretty and fluffy. And that's going to be nice and cool on the top of our poke cake. I'm going to put some plastic wrap on this, and I'll put it in the refrigerator so we can keep it nice and cool till we need it. Our cake has been cooling for 30 minutes. It's still kind of warm, but it's ready for our next step. And that is our Jello Step. I have got this 3-ounce package of lime Jello in a little bowl. This is John's grandmother's bowl. You see how it's kind of tear-shaped and lets you pour? She's passed away years back, but I love using this bowl. It makes me think of her. We're going to add to that Jello mixture one cup of boiling water, which is 250 milliliters, or 8 ounces. There we go. Turn my fire off. So I'm going to add 1 cup boiling water. Turns so pretty green, doesn't it? And then we just stir this. Ooh, I smell it already. Ooh, that smells good. We're going to stir it just for a minute or two till every bit of that sugary Jello dissolves in here, and it's no longer grainy. Y'all know what I mean. And you don't have to use full-on sugar Jello, you could use sugar-free, couldn't you? Yeah. You can change things up as you need it like that. But now the heavy whipping cream, you can't go fat-free on that. You would have to use Cool Whip, probably, fat-free Cool Whip. But don't do that. Don't do that. It's not going to be as good. Okay, I'm going to let that dissolve just a minute before I add half a cup of really cold water. And I'll put ice in there and let it melt so it's really cold. In the meantime, I've got a serving fork or meat fork, and I am poking holes in this cake. Just like that. I like to use a fork because it's like you're poking 3 toothpicks at a time. Hey, yeah. I'm about to be through, guys. I know. There we go. Okay. He is ready to take on some Jello. I know I said he on the cake. Y'all, the reason why I say he and she is because I took Spanish just some years back when I was working at the vet's office. We had lots of Spanish people coming in there with their animals, and we needed to be able to communicate at least a few words about what was going on with their animal. So I went to Spanish out at Louisiana Tech, and you learn many languages other than the English language isn't the or it. It is a he or a she. So some of y'all, it gets on y'all's nerves, and I'm sorry, but I was trying, my older brain was trying to say, okay, the girl table, or the, you know, he or she, so everything became he and she to me. I know, I'm a silly thing. Okay, this is good and dissolved everything in there, so I'm going to pour in my half cup of really cold iced water. Cool it on down. On down, yeah. I hope y'all can all see me. Tried to raise myself up. I need to get John to build me a nice table that I could be up like this on YouTube. I could get y'all closer and still see real good like on Facebook. He stays so busy. Maybe I just need to find me one somewhere. I don't even know where to find that. Okay, guys, and this is real easy. We just pour it on top of our cake. Isn't that crazy? I know, this is the crazy part. You're like, what? You see how any of those other flavors of Jello would be really good here. And I'm going to make another little Jello cake with y'all. And then I'm also going to do a whole Jello dessert with all of those different rainbow of flavors. So we're going to have a good time with some Jello here. I'm going way back. Retro, right? 70s. Isn't it the 70s? Maybe the late 60s. There we go, y'all. Now, at this point, this cake needs to go in your refrigerator, and it needs to cool for 2 hours because we do not want to put that freshly whipped cream on top of a warm cake because it'll just melt into there. It tastes good, but it won't look good. So, I don't have 2 hours. I'm going to go slide mine in the freezer for about an hour so I can get this iced up with that whipped cream and get to my grandkids and my kiddos. So, I'll see y'all back about that time. Y'all, some other recipes I thought about. You don't just have to stick with like a vanilla cake. You could do a chocolate cake, and you could add the raspberry jelly or the strawberry jelly or the cherry jelly. I'm saying jelly, but Jello. And because that's real good. Chocolate and raspberry, chocolate and strawberry, chocolate and cherry, really good. You could also use the orange Jello in a chocolate cake. Orange and chocolate are very good. They complement one another. So you see how you could change this up and do all sorts. You could do possibly 2 different Jellos, you know. So you can kind of play with it and make it your own little recipe. Your poke cake, and of course the reason why it's called poke cake is because you're poking it to pour this Jello down in there. But anyway, that's some other things. And when I was showing y'all that grape Jello, which we're going to make something with, we're going to do our rainbow recipe together. But I thought about that, and I thought you could use a vanilla cake and maybe put like a 1/4 cup of peanut butter in it, and then use that grape Jello, and it would almost taste like peanut butter jelly. So you can do all kinds of things, can't you? I know, and I'm always telling y'all all these other options, but I'm just thinking out loud with y'all. So anyway, all right, let's let it cool. I'm gonna get all the dishes washed up, and I'll be back here with you. One more option. You don't have to use from scratch cake. I know we've talked about that before, I bought this butter recipe yellow box cake mix. And with the box cake mix, how I make it seem a little more homemade, I add one more egg than it calls for. This calls for 3 eggs, so I would add 4. And it calls for the butter, I would put the butter. And instead of the water, I would put something like milk or buttermilk or chocolate milk if you're doing a chocolate cake. I do that all the time. So you can add little flavors there. Pineapple juice, if you want it to be pineapple-y or orange juice, you see where that goes. So anyway, and always add a teaspoon of vanilla extra, and you're going to make this little box cake mix taste very, very similar to a scratch cake. And so that's what I want to show you, this whole other option, because it's really simple and easy. You use box cake mix. We've already got our instant Jello, and then a container of already whipped cream for us, or, well, Cool Whip anyway. So you see how you could do this really quick and easy. So I want to show you that option too. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's still homemade, isn't it? You did it at your home, you made it, it's homemade. Hey y'all, it's been cooling in the freezer for about an hour, so it's good and cold. And now it is time to put on our cream, our last step to making this poke cake. Right here, and then we got to get this show on the road and go see our grandkiddos, and we're going to go to a game arcade place that is owned by Drew Breeze, none other. And it's a real nice place, so we go there. Of course, we will wear masks. Of course, we will. But that's what we're going to do with the kiddos, and then we're going to go have supper somewhere. We'll come up with something, won't we? Yeah. I got to go burn off some calories. My smartwatch is telling me I've only burned 200 calories today. That's not enough for me to eat a piece of this later. But those grandkiddos, they'll get me running around, and I will burn some calories. Yes, I will. Y'all saw I just dolloped that whipped cream around, so now I can spread it all pretty. Let's see, I've got this little offset spatula. I think I will use it. It works really well for that. Yes, it does. Let me move that out of the way for us. Make sure we all can see. I'm just covering the whole entire top. That's all I'm doing. Spin him around. There we go. And if you want to, you could put some colored sugar sprinkles on top of this if you want to. But I'm not going to. I feel like after a while they might try to start dissolving on that cream. I don't know, but you can, like right before you serve it, a real pretty sugar sprinkles. But I know we want to cut into this, right? And because this is going to my kiddos, they don't care if John and I get us a little piece, huh? So that's what we're going to do. That's going to be my little snack here in a minute. Yes, it is. All right, let's steal Grandma and Papa a piece, huh? Plus, I want to show y'all how pretty it is. See, I'm looking for the prettiest piece, guys. I know I'm a silly willy. Y'all know that first piece you get out is not your prettiest piece. Y'all know that, huh? But it sure shows y'all exactly what it looks like. Oh, little piece fell out. Can y'all see that? Is that not gorgeous? So pretty. I love it. And tastes so good. Let's see here. I didn't bring me a fork over here. Extremely light, not too sweet. Y'all will love this little dessert, so go make it for yourselves and use whatever little color combination, flavor combination you want. Bye-bye, guys.